What's up, guys? Hopefully this thing's broadcasting. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. All right. So, of course, big week. Stuff starting to come in. One of the things that I was saying was going to happen when January, everything slows down. December, we get inundated with figures. Everything that they've been holding off for an entire year just comes to us right before Christmas. And then nothing in January. There's not even product announcements until Toy Fair. So you end up with like January and February where it's a dry spell. So that's the case every year, no matter. But this year, January and February, started the pandemic, and as they like to call it, and which stopped all production of everything that was coming out for Toy Fair and February and March. So all these pieces that had been promised to be released during that time frame were put on hold, and now they're just all coming in. So all of these pieces are just flying off of the shelves somehow, you know. So I've got what we're going to do today, which is this Hawkeye Deluxe. It's supposed to be Deluxe. Yeah, there it is, Deluxe. First off, I want to give a nice shout out to UPS for customizing my box. I mean, if it wasn't for the customization that UPS puts into their boxes, then everyone's box would be identical, and there wouldn't be anything that sets it apart from anyone else's. But because UPS took the time and effort and cautiously and purposefully customized this box for me, my box is now different than the rest of yours. So thank you, UPS, for going that extra mile and customizing this box. There's no telling what the hell was spilled on this. It hasn't absorbed into it in the few days that I've had this sitting here, so I don't have any idea what it is. Then of course, you know what they say is the box isn't designed to be pretty. The box is designed to protect the figure, and if you get a damaged box, it's not even cause to complain and get a refund on your figure. I'm having internet issues. Spent 3 hours on the phone with Comcast yesterday just for Comcast to tell me that they're going to have to send a technician out. And this is what they said about the technician. They literally said that the modem is not responding properly to their input. So I'm getting 0.01 upload speed, and my download speed is around 10. And they said what we're going to do is we're going to send a technician out to make sure that the line going to the house is good. But he can't go in your house because of COVID, so he can't replace the modem. So we're sending a guy out who's going to check the cable, make sure everything's going good to the house, but your modem's not responding to us. And I said, well, if the modem's not responding, what the hell is he going to do just walking around the outside of the house? If you know it's the modem, why don't you just send him out with a modem? Oh, well, if it's the modem, what you've got to do is either we can mail one to you, which you'll get in 5 days, or you can take yours to our store, which is 12 miles away, and swap it out there. And of course, you know, you have to drive the 12 miles, wait in line an hour, drive the 12 miles back to install the modem. So my internet is kaput until their technician shows up, scheduled for tomorrow, Sunday between 1 and 3. You know what that really means. He's going to show up at 2:55. Actually, he's going to call you at 2:55 and say he's running late, not show up until 4 o'clock. And then, like, we can put you on a will call list for Saturday, too. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks, whatever that really means. You will call me, or you'll call me if there's an opening or whatever. So my internet here is so geeked up, I don't even know if I'll be able to see anything. All right, chats are finally coming through. Ian, hot in the UK. Wow. CBS Sci-Fi. Hello, hope you're well. I am. Or UPS eating the greasy food. Yeah, right. Using that as a table as they're driving. Nice little flat little table for them to eat off of. So what I did also, by the way, with all my little Fisons, um, so I decided to update some figures that really needed updating. This is the Peggy Carter that came. This is the body that came with the Peggy Carter. If you ordered that from, and I forget who it was that made the Peggy Carter. And I hated that her stockings just never looked right. So I put her in a Fison. If I can get her out here without destroying anything. So she looks great now. Where before, her hose always looked like grandma hose or whatever. So we have a seamless foot on this, and nice breast placement. The suit fits her perfectly, in my opinion. Had no problem getting it on there. Let's see, which body did I use with this? Ended up getting two of these TC14s, one of them loose, one of them in a box. Didn't want to. I have two. Let's see. She is now the SO2A. So I put an SO2A in her, and I used a SO6B for my Mary Jane. That was a red Sonya, and again, she had interchangeable feet, detachable feet, and I didn't much care for that, so I wanted to give her some seamless feet. And I put Daphne in a new figure. I put her in the S35A, which is the one that has the very narrow shoulders and seamless feet, and came with the silicone bikini top and bottom. And I used my Jow doll for my little slave girl because again I wanted the seamless feet, so I used the wheat version slave girl on there. I really wanted the seamless feet. I was going to do my Nier Automata, but Nier Automata is this is the little TC14. I'm comparing him to this sideshow. Not bad. Not bad at all, really. Or her, comparing her to the sideshow. Not too bad. They look good side by side. So we'll get to that some other time. Yeah, Peggy turned out well. I took Mary Jane's Red Sonja body out, and Mary Jane's in a seamless body now, which she was in a seamless body. It was a Red Sonja. It was made by Fison, but she had the detachable feet, and I didn't much care for that. And put her back in Red Sonja's steampunk pants, but I don't know. She works for me as such. I decided to take a body and the silicone bikini and put it into a Scarlet Witch, which I think looks pretty cool. Got her sitting, as such. It works for me. I was debating on whether to do it to Vampirella or Scarlet Witch because of the red, and I think I'm pretty pleased I went with the Scarlet Witch. Vampirella is already half naked as it is. And my slave girl also, she had detachable feet. She started off as the Sparta warrior, which had detachable feet. So now she has seamless feet. Also, I used the Jow doll for that. But I was going to do my Nier Automata, and I was thinking that I could put a detachable foot in that. You have to have a seamless foot, even though you can't see the foot because it's totally in a boot. The detachable foot won't fit in that boot. So, and she needs a pale body. I think I've got her in a suntan body right now. So she needs a pale. Swap her out. No, I've got another. I know I have another pale coming. Ordered one pale. Maybe I ordered two. I don't remember. So that's what I did with the Fisons. Again, like I said, this is a Peggy Carter. I don't see any name on this anywhere. I don't see any copyright, trademark, manufacturer's stamp, or nothing on this. So I don't know what the figure originated as. Thank you about the Detolf. Thank you very much. So what I've also gotten is a DC Universe Deadpool. So I was debating whether to open up my DC Universe Deadpool or to go with the Hawkeye. I'm going to go with the Hawkeye. Leave him for a little later. I've got coming the tank. He's on the way. The Jawa and the Power Droid, the Grunk Droid, is on the way. Thanos, Endgame, I think is which one it is on the way. Those are, I have tracking numbers on. The had a bunch of figures obviously that are coming that I've not received any notification on. Where in the world did I put my Hawkeye? I just had it here. So that's what I've got going on. Customized box by UPS. And that's what I really like about ordering from Big Bad Toy Store. They put this box inside another box so you don't get this damage potentially. So I ordered both of these. The other one's actually coming from Big Bad Toy Store, and I've not been notified yet that it is shipping, but you know it is. So in a few weeks, obviously, I'll get the standard edition as well, because one of them is going to be displayed as Ronin, and one of them is going to be displayed as Hawkeye. Now, again, Ronin is another one of those characters I just don't know anything about. My only education to him is through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'll accept however it is that they created him. Interesting box. Has some cutouts here where the Avengers and the Hawkeye shield are. Very interesting. And what's funny is I didn't realize this until, this last week. I only have one Hawkeye. Out of all the movie incarnations that they've made of Hawkeye, I've only ordered one. So this is number 2. Only one I have is the Age of Ultron, I believe, Hawkeye. And I love that Hawkeye. But I don't have any others. I thought that was interesting. I thought for sure I'd had Civil War or something. Evidently, I don't. Jixie Hong and Yi Lee are the painters of the head sculpt. So Young Jang made the head sculpt. Ely is so super talented. The whole Hot Toys team really is, Korea team specifically, really is very talented. My goodness. Such amazing artists they have out there. So now I don't know what all, I'm assuming these extra pieces on the top here in these little boxes are the deluxe pieces. I don't know what the two differences are. I should have looked before getting into this. See, I can probably, pretty much guarantee this is deluxe pieces. I may be wrong, but normally, when they're put them out like that or like this, that's what is the deluxe piece. But I don't know if it's what it is or not. It's hard to say. Look at all these little arrow tips. I may have to hook them up over there. Let me grab my Hawkeye. I showed you guys before what I did with this Hawkeye. I ended up losing one of his arrows. I have no earthly idea where. It was the one that was poised on his string. And I got to be so angry that I lost one of the arrows because I didn't have just a regular arrow tip on there. I had a special one of his rare arrow tips or whatever that comes with them, one of a kind. And I got so angry I decided to buy a whole new set of arrows and arrow tips and everything out of a Hawkeye that somebody had broken apart. And so what I then did do was I filled this quiver up. So the quiver normally comes with whatever it is, like 6 arrow heads or something, and then a bunch of just planks of nothing, just empty shafts. And I went and filled this up with every possible arrowhead that would fit in here. So now it is extremely full of arrows. So like I said before, you get like, I don't know what the number was, but it certainly wasn't this full, and it is now, of all these little arrowheads and tips and whatever else. So it looks pretty cool being this full. I mean, it looked well enough when they had designed it with just the shafts, but putting everything else in there just really fills it up. So much so that, like I said, like I have said before, I just display him backwards. So this is how he faces you on the shelf, in this manner, instead of this manner, which would work as well. But I really want to show off that quiver. I'm really impressed with what I did there with that. So now that we have a lot more arrowheads, we might start moving things around. I don't know, they might be the same ones. They look like the same ones. This one looks a little different. All the others look the same. Maybe I won't need to. Maybe I'll move some over here. Who knows? All right. So this is his hoodie. The reason I bought two is I wanted to display one with the hoodie and one without the hoodie. Clint. Clint is his name, right? Jeremy Renner. Little plastic sword of sorts. I've not seen a sword like this before. Pretty interesting. Huh. So Oh, wait a minute. What? There's a... Why is there a hole at this end? Okay, this is weird. So, the way I thought it should go, you know, like this, or whatever, it doesn't. There's no hole in this end. The hole's at this end. I don't even understand that. Is there something I'm missing out on? Does it really slide into that backwards like that? Is that what? Is that how you? So you can use like one as a sword, one as a club. He pulls it apart. I don't even understand that. Let's set that right there. These glove hands look cool. They have a brown on the inside and black on the outside. Little gold trim around the back of the hand. See all the little craft work they've put into the gloves? Did a great job with that, I'd say. His sleeve forearm gauntlets. Looks like there should be no problem sliding those on. And this is a whole bunch of arrowheads and throwing stars and such, dagger, and some sort of case. See if I can show this to you without it all bouncing out of there. Don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. It's all his little accessories. And there's more. Okay, integrated into the box is his bow, not folding. This bow folds. This bow does not. A little bit larger than the AOU bowl in some areas. A little stretchy string. And a lot of stuff is integrated into the box. I'm still on the fence about this guy. I don't know if I should get him or not. Like I said, I've only got just the one Hawkeye, and I didn't realize I only had one Hawkeye. And I love this Hawkeye. He represents Hawkeye in the Avengers, no doubt about it. But I really wanted a Ronin. You know what I mean? Different character. Same, but different. So I was really going for this. And then I was like, heck, I only have one Hawkeye? What the hell? I really enjoyed the, I forget the name of the planet that the Soul Ghost was on, the Red Skull with the Soul Stone. I think it was the Soul Stone, right? Where Clint and Natasha battled about who it was that was going to sacrifice themselves. That was really good. I enjoyed that. That was well done, in my opinion. It's a good-looking sculpt of Jeremy Renner. Loving his hairdo from the movie. I thought that was pretty cool. Painted well. I mean, I don't see anybody else when I look at this. I don't look at that and think, oh, Brad Pitt. No, it's definitely Hawkeye that I see. No doubt about that. But that head sculpt won't be used until I get the other one, because this is going to be Ronin here. It's however, unfortunately, when I look at this Ronin head sculpt, I literally see Kick-Ass when I look at that from that movie Kick-Ass. That's who I see you looking at this. Believe it or not, it's what comes to my mind. I'd like to swap him out. That's what we're going to be going with. Move you out of the way a bit. Get the hexagon figure base. It says Hawkeye on it. Crotch grabber. And in here are a bunch of stuff. Arrows, a quiver, and more hands. If you can see all that. The hands down there, arrows in the quiver. Trying to see if they use the same mold. No. So on the AOU hand, all three fingers are wrapped around the bow, and on this one, just the first, or the string, I mean. On this one, just the first two are. So it's definitely a different hand, totally different hand. Not only sculpted differently because of, you know, what's on the back of the hand, but by the finger positions for the drawing of this bowstring is different. So it's not the same hand. And then we have a relaxed bowstring hand as well. And then two gloves that have different backs on them than the gloves that came in that other pack. They have the same brown on the inside, but the back has like a square on it compared to this one, which is kind of like a rounded piece. So these must be the Hawkeye, and these must be the Ronin gloves. I don't know, kind of guessing here. Instruction manual, maybe this will give us a heads up. Civil War one, that's the one where he had like one arm without a shirt on it, sleeve on it, right? Have you seen a third-party Brad Pitt stuntman figure? Is that of interest? I did not see it. There's been some good-looking Brad Pitts made. One of the ones I thought about getting was oh, this is interesting. Look at this. Fight Club. I really thought about getting the Fight Club Brad Pitt characters. I did not. I passed on it. So they give you a little Ronin sticker that you can display instead of Hawkeye. And since I've already made it very perfectly clear this is what I'm planning on doing, let's go ahead and put that on there. This was my intention from day one of ordering these. I was like, I'll get a Ronin and a Hawkeye. This is pretty cool. Especially because sometimes they give you display stands that don't have any name on them at all. It's like, what's up with that? This is practically a perfect fit. Hard to see that it doesn't belong here in the first place. It's a little bit smaller, just a teeny bit. It even has the right texture and shine on it. I mean, that looked really good going on. Like I said, you can barely tell that it's a sticker. I mean, barely. It's just a little bit too small. For the most part, it's right on. It's dead on there. Have you seen that they're okay? 35 minutes in YouTube just sent the notification that you're live. Man, I tell you what, YouTube. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey, it's what we have, right? It is what we have. All right. So it talks about putting the quiver on. This swear to God, I thought I had more than one Hawkeye, man. It really boggles my mind that I only have one. And he's not even represented out there in the battle against Ultron. I don't have him out there, and I don't have Hulk out there currently because Hulk is in here. It's like, how in the world did he not get in there? He really needs to be part of the battle against Ultron that I have in the other room. So he needs to go out there. So Hawkeye, of course, will hit the shelf, and he'll go into the other room where he should have been all this time. Anyhow, what I was getting at before I got sidetracked, this is just held on just with one little piece right there. Pretty easy to get in and off. This one, they have two on it. I'm going to have to move these arrows to get to it. Feather tipped shafts without any tips on them. Feather tipped, fletched shafts. That'd be the way to say it, right? Fletched. So I'm assuming this is his. What? I for real can't get that out of there. I'm assuming this is his quiver in here. It looks exactly like this figure base stand right there. This is definitely garbage. It's very much shaped like the figure base stand is. I've got some little arrow tips in the bottom of it to make it look more full. I'm assuming, looking at this without looking at any instructions, it's not designed to be opened up. And I'm guessing then you just shove these guys in here. Just let them roll around. I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Arrow quiver can be attached to the back of the figure on the crossbody belt. Dagger sheath can be attached to the calf. Takes a little more effort. This I can do without even really looking at it. I just kind of line it up, and he just goes right in there. Okay. This one, I would not be so easy to be able to get that necessarily on. It requires a little more effort to put it on. It's not like it's a hassle or whatever, but it's not as simple as that was. And this is, I imagine, just as heavy. It's twice the size. So I don't know why they needed to reinforce it so much so. Maybe because they needed to have it specifically in this position, but I mean, that one's in that position. I don't know. And I don't know whether or not Ronin had his quiver on his back. But his dagger sheath can be attached to the calf. All these little bitty pieces in here. Can't get my fat fingers in there to pry them out. Are you kidding me? So you can't sheath this dagger either. So you just put the sheath there, but you don't put the dagger in it. What am I missing out on here? That don't go in there. So I guess this is the dagger. I guess it's like, what, a switchblade or something? Hey, you know, the fun of me doing this live without looking at anybody else's videos is I don't have any freaking idea what the hell's going on. I, okay, for real. I mean, you can't put this in there. You could put this in there. And then I had to say to myself, why? I suppose if you're going to put the dagger in his hand, you would then pull this out of his boot to show that he's not having it in there. But it's almost like, what's the point? Oh, I don't want to put that in there so tight. I can barely get that out. B, interchangeable arrowheads. Okay. The small ones go in the quiver, and the long ones go on the bow. 12 styles of arrowheads can be interchanged as shown. Short arrows can be placed within the arrow quiver. Long arrows can be used for posing. Let's see, how many short ones did they give us? 4 long ones, 6 short ones, 12 styles of arrowheads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 styles of arrowheads, 8 arrows, of which 6 go in the quiver. Well, when Hawkeye gets here, because this is Ronin, he'll get the other 6 in here too. Yeah, there's just no point in putting the arrowheads on there because you won't see them. See how far down this goes. Yeah, so the arrows are actually stopping before they get to that little area there where the little arrowheads are. So that's how far deep they're going down in there, by the way. So we're not even going all the way in. So unless it's putting any arrowheads on this, you're putting it in the quiver. And 6 of them will fit on the one side. And I think this quiver is so full, I don't believe I could put any of these other long ones over here. Or put some of the short ones over here, because I know that there's some in here, I believe, that don't have arrowheads on them. I think they're just shafts. No. So originally, when you bought this AOU Hawkeye, okay, he came with half as many arrowheads as he did shafts. Kind of like this is just opposite, with half as many shafts as there are arrowheads. But anyhow, half of the shafts were not fletched, nor did they have arrowheads on them. They're designed just to fill in the space here. So every other one of these, so you notice you have 6 fletchings here, and the same on the other side. I put this little arrow back in here again. So I'll show you on this. You have 6 fletchings, 6 fletched arrows on each side, right? But there's 10 arrows in there. And so I filled in all the tips. You didn't get this many tips originally, all right? So I got the tips because I bought the second set of Hawkeye arrowheads. So I put all the tips on the other pieces that weren't fletched or anything. They're just shafts. There's no fletching and there's no tip on them, and they're just designed to fill that in. Well, now I have the tips on them. So the question is, on the 4 on each one of these, 2 on each side, so 2, 2, 2, 2 of those 8 arrowheaded shafts without fletchings, do I try to shove some of these in there? I don't know if I've got any more room for the fletchings. Let's see. And these are the long shafts as well. So I don't know. I might try shoving these in here. Who knows? Something to consider. I really don't know if there's any room in here or not. But I'm definitely going to be putting all of the short arrow ones in here. 6 of these fit on the one side easily. So I'm going to put the other 6 when that figure comes on the other side and fill that quiver up. Like that was the big joke about Marvel's Avengers. Hawkeye goes into the Battle of New York with like 12 arrows. What the hell? "12 arrows, man. Knock it out. Get her done." We always joke about in the movies when they're shooting more rounds out of their pistol than they have rounds in the pistol. You're counting, and you're like, if it's a revolver, 4, 5, 6, bang, bang, bang. He's still shooting 3 more times or whatever. I wonder if anybody ever paid attention to Avengers enough to see if Hawkeye ran out of arrows before he ran out of arrows. You know what I mean? Toy Mafia, welcome, man. Welcome. You're up all night. Oh, man. I hate when I do that. Sometimes I've done that coming into the show where I just couldn't get any sleep. I ended up doing an all-nighter. A couple times I literally was falling asleep as I was talking to you guys. It's got little buttons for when they fall off. So I know that feeling. All right, it says he's got a 90-degree arm lift, 90-degree leg lift, 110-degree kick yourself in the butt lift and 110-degree pull your arm up lift. I'm curious though how restricting the suit is. It's not bad. It's made of like a it's like a cloth instead of like what Deadpool or Spider-Man's suit is made of. It's cloth, and then of course there's the pleather on the outsides of it here. I really need to go over all of my pleather figures and put some coating or something on it. I've seen a lot of YouTubers that have discussed that, and I've with my dissolved Mark V suit, racing suit. I mean, I'm really, really interested in preserving it now. I seen a Black Widow that somebody was selling. I think it was, don't remember if it was the Avengers Black Widow or the Iron Man 2 Black Widow, but she just was dissolving all over. And I don't know why some of these are doing that. I don't know if it's humidity or lack of humidity or sunlight or what's going on with you collectors that's causing these figures to dissolve like that, or if it's just crap. I didn't do anything to that Mark V driving suit for it to totally dissolve like that. Really, really pisses me off. I like how one of you guys had said, just use it as like battle damage. And that works. You know, I'm not so angry now because I will use it as battle damage. But man, oh man, oh man, I was so pissed off when I seen that. All right, so I guess I said all that to say that the suit really isn't restrictive because of the cloth material that's made out of. You're restricted only by the joints for the most part. The suit isn't keeping you from putting him into position. If that makes any sense to you at all. Wielding the bow. Use indicated hands to hold the bow and arrow. And that would be these. The 4 that came in the box itself, not the 6 that came in the additional box. First, pull the bowstring and hold it by hands as shown. Then attach arrowheads to the arrow, complete as shown. And yeah, that's the same way I do this. I've gone as far as to use some Elmer's glue and such to try to keep it together, and that works at times. But I think now I literally just have them holding the bow string, and the arrow is notched on there, and I've got the little arrowhead sitting on the tip. You know, I've got an Ant-Man arrowhead on there. Really needed a Civil War for that little Ant-Man guy. But that's how that works. And I would just do the same thing with the Hawkeye when I get my Hawkeye, because this is my Ronin. So let's make him Ronin. Interchangeable styles. Okay. All right, so what it appears is that so it appears that you take off the wrist gauntlets, the waist or the shoulder quiver belt, and the coat in order to make them Ronin, and then put all the other pieces on. You return the shoulder belt. All right, So it's always been my position that if you pull the hand off and the little piece comes with it, don't fight it. It's what it wants to do. Let it be and let it own itself. You have extra pieces somewhere that you can use instead. And it's always just been my position in that regards to not fight that. Just go with it. Because this piece now will always just pop out of his arm. Always. It'll always just pop out. So why argue with it? You know what I mean? So this is actually a little, what would you call it? Like a crossbow that sits on his arm. Pretty neat little device. I like how they did that. So this one came off without the little wrist peg in it. So it says to remove both of these pieces. So both pieces on the arms we're removing to make them Ronin. And we're taking off this belt. Came right off as soon as I popped his head off. Siri, happy Saturday, Robert. Happy Saturday, everybody. Got two of them. We got two tunnels, one built and one not. I've got some. I'm working on that. Gosh darn it, the IKEA, man, they suck. The IKEA, they said that they were out of stock. Couldn't get them in store. Had to order the doggone things. So I had to pay $40 shipping on top of the $57 for the IKEA display stand, display case in the first place. So it cost me 97 bucks. And then I went there like a week later and they got them in stock. And I'm like, really? That's how it rolls? That's how you guys do things? You bastards. A little zipper on the side here. Get my tweezers out. So I've got in the other room. So unzip his left side there. And that just comes off. Simple enough. Got him in his black shirt. It's a good looking black shirt. So look at the instruction manual again. Bend the arms backward, unzip the vest to the side, move vest in the direction as shown. As indicated. Indicated parts are non-attached. Don't try to take off. Talking about the little knife pockets he's got here, or throwing stars, or whatever they are. Don't try to take those off, it says. This is all the Hawkeye pieces there. So it looks like it shows you taking this belt and putting it on separately. A piece of Velcro on the back holds the belt on. So yeah, sure enough, you just take the belt off. Zipper in the front on this. little wire in the hoodie so you can adjust the hoodie. I like that. Interesting. These zippers are backwards. Okay, so let me see. Trying to remember which is which. But for the most part, we got a girl's zipper and a guy's zipper. So um, one is right-handed, one is left-handed on the zippers here. Very interesting. I like to bend my arms backwards like that. Put coats and stuff on them, just like you would in real life, right? That's how you get dressed. Nice butterfly joint in there makes it real easy to put a coat on. All right, zipper. Do what you're supposed to do. I got to turn it like as if I'm putting it on myself. And these tweezers should be handy right now. Uh-oh. I miszipped. Sheesh. Come on, don't do this to me. Tweezers are in the other room. I don't feel like getting up to go get them. I really should. I really should. Come on. You know what you're supposed to do. Why can't I get this in here now? It came out of here. There we go. All the way down. Okay. You stay. You zip up. Come on. These little micro zippers blow my mind. They're able to make these types of things. There we go. Got that on. And now we put this on. Simple enough. A little Velcro in the back. Makes it easier so I don't have to cut it apart like I've had to do with my Deadpool. And what else did I cut apart? Was it Ray? Don't remember. Starting to look pretty good. Starting to look pretty good. Should have put the head on before I zip that up. It's all right. It'll go in there. Maybe. Oh, come on. Seems to be my problem. You don't have to answer that. Starting to come together. Here he is. Certainly, certainly starting to come together. What was there? There's a new Ned Leeds that has been announced by third party. So I've got this Ned Leeds, which works. And it's so funny, when I got this, I was like, where the hell's the head sculpt? You know? Sure, it's the funny part where we see him wearing the Spider-Man mask. And it works. I mean, I know who this is when I look at it. And so they have a new one, or it actually is his head sculpt, and he has the yellow school jacket on. And I'm debating whether or not to get that. I like this one, but he's not, doesn't have his head on. So I don't know whether I need the other one or not. But if you didn't get this one, you might want to consider getting the other. It's not an exact likeness of him, but it's well enough, I think. I mean, you know who he is when you have him posed with your Spider-Mans. Third party, and which is going to be a good price as well whenever you're getting third party figures. Okay, so now it shows putting on the wrist gauntlets. Don't know if there's a right and a left. Bits and pieces here and there of Star Wars, Marvel, and some main Sideshow Go. Joe's mainly doing Joe's now. Cool. I had Sideshow Deluxe Vader, nice, and Rogue One Vader, nice. But decided to buy pieces of Hot Toys Empire Strikes Back Vader. All I really needed is a head cape for Empire Strikes Back Vader. Also bought body of skinny Luke, since bought first version Jedi Luke. Just finished buying windswept hair Luke, nice. Also doing 2 duplicates of Sideshow Storm Shadow and Cobra Commander, nice. I have main guys Duke Flint, Hawk Snake Eyes, nice. Doing real good on the G.I. Joes, right? Cool. I'd like to get Destro right. Finish off my Sideshow Joes, exactly. Beyond the degrading, I had my Joes in storage. 6 years. When did Sideshow Joes come out? A while ago, right? I think the Storm Shadow and the other one are new, but yeah, it's been a long time since Joe's came out originally. Take out Hawk, and the suede jacket is flaked, really, and dried around the arms. Real shame. Beautiful 1/6 suede jacket. Guess I'll need to find an extra. Don't think I've bought a whole Hot Toy since Homecoming Spidey. Really? If you think zipping that up is bad, you want to try doing some of the World War II figures. Oh no! From DID getting their kit on. Oh my goodness. I can imagine. So tired, costing $700-900 gets old. For what? Oh, $700-900. I can't wait to get the Zendaya Mary Jane. Oh, you look like Tony in the cave with all the trinkets. Thanks. Let's see if there's a left and a right on here. They look pretty much identical. Wait a minute. I think there's an impression in here. I'm gonna need my glasses. I'm gonna need my glasses. So I can see perfectly well, like interacting with people and in my surrounding. But when I need to see up close, I need glasses. And when I need to see like far away, like in a movie theater, I need glasses. Well, I don't need them. I can see the film. I can just see it clearer. Yeah, there's definitely an L and an R. So this is L. You can just see it clearer. It's like when driving. I could pass the driving test without my glasses, so I always take the driving test without the glasses, just in case I forget to have my glasses on when I go driving, because I don't need them to drive, but I can see better when I drive with them. So of course I do drive with them. Don't know what hands we're going to put on him yet. We've got a choice of 6. So I'm going to leave these here for right now. Hawkeye's got a lot of pieces. It says to put this back on. Before putting the head on. Gosh, dang it. Let's pop the head off again. Jeez. Hey, you know what they say? Whenever you're like building anything or like a model or something, what's the very first instruction? It always says, read the instructions completely before starting your build. Well, why would we want to do that? You might ask yourself. Because it keeps you from doing stupid shit like this. Putting the head on 3 frickin' times. I don't like how this fits on here. Seems very tight, out of place, truthfully. All right, so we then take a cell phone case, connect it onto here. Okay, there's definitely a top and a bottom. And they show you which is the top and the bottom because they rounded the edges of the bottom of it. So if you notice here at the bottom, there's rounded edges, and the top they're squared off. Also, you notice at the bottom, the little square is thinner than up at the top. So that's the top and the bottom. Okay. Then it shows this going in as such. Will you snap it in or slide it in? Okay. It doesn't want to slide in that way. It does slide in this way. First I couldn't get it to slide in this way, but it does. So we got a little slide it in as such. Magnet. There's a magnet on this. Attach indicator system on the back of shoulder badge, attach katana sheath from the top, reattach head sculpt and wear the hood. Equipped with magnetic function to complete. Interesting. Right there. There's a little magnet right there. Interesting. I don't believe it's necessary for a magnet to be in there, but they did do it. I'm assuming then that in the prototype design of this, they had difficulty keeping the helmet on the head. So they decided to put a magnet on it, I'm guessing. All right. Hawkeye, Ronin. Okay, we got those. I don't. So I'm assuming Hawkeye is left-handed because he's drawing his bow with his left hand. Now, in the photograph here, they show him wielding his weapons. They show both the sheath and the sword both being wielded in his right hand. But they show both a left and a right hand grabby hand. But those images are definitely being held in his right hand. So I don't know. I don't know why that is. I don't think I'll be putting these little throwing stars in his fingers. They show that you can put them into this relaxed hand. They show the throwing stars shoved up in there. If I were to do this, I would have to glue them in, I'm sure. But it is unique with this character. I mean, anybody. Well, actually, I don't have a lot of sword people, but my Nier Automata, my Lady Death, you know, they're holding their swords. I've got, you know, I don't know. Of course, Deadpool with his swords. He's not holding one in any of them. Kid Deadpool is. I don't think to have Deadpool holding a single sword in any one of his displays here. Interesting. So how do we display our Ronin? Why the hell is his helmet sideways? Oh well. Do we go with the little throwing stars? Do we go with the dagger? Do we put this in his hand? The fists don't hold anything. So a pair of fists that won't hold anything. We have a pair of relaxed hands, which they show are designed to hold throwing stars. And then we have two grasping hands that can hold either the dagger, the sheath, or the katana. And I swear to God, he's lefty. I swear he is. Katana holds in there nicely. I really should watch the movie to figure out a really good pose for him. We don't see him much as Ronin. You know what I mean? Just a short scene where he's seriously kicking ass. And Scarlet Black Widow doesn't even interfere. You know, she does, but she waits for him to finish, right? If I remember correctly. Now, either the dagger or the katana fit nicely in here. Either way, you know, if you want to pose them up or slashing down, however you desire, both of these will go in that direction. This hand is a little more loose, this right hand is. A little more loose on this katana. Did he fight with the Did he fight with the shield? The sheath? Scabbard? I don't remember. God, I'm gonna have to watch this again. Not that I mind. Love the movie. Such a tearjerker. One of these little pegs out here. Those aren't Edith glasses. No, they are not. Anyone see that Crazy Toys Captain America? It looked pretty good for 50 bucks. I did not see that. And as long as you know you're buying a Crazy Toys, I've got no problem with them. You know, I've got two Hulks that I bought. One I have on display, another one I have in a box that I wanted to sell. Just never got around to doing it. It's these people who get suckered into thinking they're buying a Hot Toys when they buy that Crazy Toy. That's when I have a problem with it. But they're not necessarily as high quality as a Hot Toy, but they work. That Hulk right there is a Crazy Toy. He cost me, I don't know, under $75, I think. But it's so unfortunate when people are like, oh, look, here's a Mark 42 I can pick up for $100. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to be happy. No, it's a Hot Toys. No, it's not. There ain't no, I don't believe for 1 second there's anybody, even a damaged Mark 42, that would sell for $100. For real. That's just beyond my comprehension. I can't imagine anybody would sell a Mark 42 for $100. Come on. You could part the doggone thing out $100 a pop. But I'm curious to see that Crazy Toy, see how well they did with Captain America. Nothing will teach you better than breaking something. Yeah, you'll learn real quick, right? Hey Siri, what happened to the Kit Bash Mark 7 pod thingy you were working on? It is still in progress. Holy smokes, I've done lost the doggone thing. I need to find a filler that I'm pleased with. I put it on the back burner because I don't have a filler that I'm pleased with. Where the hell is it? So I got them all in here. I need to find a way of filling in this this body. I thought about buying wood filler. I thought about using Bondo, but it has to be opened up about yay much, about like such. And whatever I put in there has to also keep that open as such when it dries. I thought about using a super glue and baking soda mixture as well. I don't know what to do specifically. So until I figure that out, until I figure out what it is I want to separate that with, whether I want to put a brace in there to keep it apart, a little piece of metal rod or something to keep it apart and then fill it, because I need to fill it in and I need to be able to sand it in so it doesn't, I don't need it to be concave there. I don't need it to recede. I don't need it to recede in here after filling it up. I don't want to put the filler in here and then it turn into a little concave groove. It needs to be nice and smooth so I can sand it in the spot. So until I get that figured out, until I get to the point where I can figure out exactly what the best filler is for this, and I'm open to hearing your suggestions. If any of you guys have any idea of what I can put in there, I would really like to hear it. And but this is where he is. He's ready. He's done and ready to be put together. And I just need to fill that in order to be able to continue from there. I made this hole a little big. It didn't need to be that wide across for the piece to go in there. So filler, of course, will be filling that in also. But that's him. That's how he ended up in order to be able to hold all the pieces in there. Little $10 Titan. And I trimmed the little pieces down here as such to fold these guys in a little bit so it's not so bloomed out when I put the little feet in there, or not so bloomed out. And so that's where we are on the pod. I've just got to figure out a good filler. So let's check the chat here, see if you guys are giving me any ideas on that. What happens? Has he got a sword? In the film, it was in his right hand. His sword was. Interesting. I'm tempted on that Crazy Toys cap for $50. It looks damn good, even if just for that costume. Hey, that's a great way of looking at it, right? He wiped the blood off it just before Black Widow spoke to him, and he had it in his right hand. Interesting. Why not put some clay, fill it up, or Play-Doh? You can always take it out easy. Well, I won't be taking it out. This is going to be a permanent piece in there. So maybe the Play-Doh will work. I don't know. It's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Thank you. But no, it's going to be permanently put in there. Once this is in there, it's staying in there. This goes over the front of it, and so it needs to be opened up enough that this fits in here properly. So you can see just about how much it needs to go. About that much is how much needs to go in there. But no, it'll be once the filler's in there, the filler's not coming out. It's going to be in there, permanently. But this is how well this will fit once it gets done and painted. It should be very close to this color as well. Bought the red and the gold spray paint to do that with. See, what color is this? Gloss Custom Red. And I told them I wanted matte, and they said they didn't have matte. So I bought a matte to spray over it, and Gloss Metallic Gold. And I didn't want the gloss. They didn't carry the matte. If you're familiar with Gloss Custom Red Metal Flake and Gloss Metallic Gold, if they have it in matte, let me know. But these are definitely the colors that we want. And then I bought a matte spray to spray over it, but I don't know how matte that will make a gloss spray in the first place. So don't know. Might try to track down the matte finish paints to go with that route. So you're saying his sword is in his right hand, and that's just beyond me. He must be ambidextrous then, because he's definitely shooting with his left hand, and I'm right-handed. I shoot with my right hand, right? So if he's left-handed, why would he be using his sword in his right hand? Interesting. Just before Black Widow spoke to him, why not put some clay? Okay, the Neon Tech Mark 6 just got $35 off, still unsure. So I got the Mark 4 and the Mark 6 Neon Techs, and I love them. They're definitely add-on pieces. You don't want to get it if you don't already have the Mark 6, because you'll want a Mark 6 to be the Mark 6, but it's an add-on piece, you know. So, like, for instance, I've got the Mark 3 Stealth add-on piece. I've got the Mark 4 Secret Project add-on piece. I used to have the Mark 3 Gunmetal. I sold last year to help pay for medical bills. I've got the Neon Tech Mark 4 and the Neon Tech Mark 6. I passed on the War Machine Mark 1 Neon Tech. I just thought enough was enough. And then I have, of course, the Stealth Mark 7 and the Subarctic or Sub-Zero, I forget, Mark 7 as well. So just like the Mark 46 Concept, these are add-on pieces. I wouldn't consider them like a replacement for not having a Mark 3 or a 4 or a 6 or a 7 or a 46, but they're good add-ons. It's the exact same piece as the Mark 6 diecast, the Mark 6 Neon is. Exact same piece, just painted differently. And if you want to get the unusual ones, then you would go that route. It's not a screen scene, nothing. It's not like getting the Iron Legion or the Hall of Armor pieces, the House Party Protocol, when you're getting a Mark 30 blue steel, which is the same thing as a Mark 33 Silver Centurion, it's actually a screen scene armor. It's actually something that was really in the movie. So you're not just getting something that's different. You know, like the Mark 21 Midas is really a Mark 7 painted gold. Or, the Mark 20 and the Mark 9 are really the same piece, only different in the hips. So it's kind of like the Mark 41 Retro and the Mark 15 Sneaky Retro that are painted red and gold, when originally in the movie they're both brownish, blackish pieces. So, that's where that stands for, gotta have it all collector. Yeah, it went without saying. But if you're just building just your pieces, if you don't have a Mark 6, I wouldn't say, if you're just adding a Mark 6, I wouldn't say get the neon. I wouldn't. It's not a Mark 6. Unless you're only wanting the unique pieces. You don't want to get a regular Mark 6. If you want unique pieces, you can get the Mark 3 Stealth, the Mark 4 either Secret Project or Neon, the Mark 6 Neon, the Mark 7. You can have these unique pieces and build your collection of that way. Your Hall of Armor being full of unique pieces, that's something altogether. It makes your collection different than everyone else's, right? Wet cement? Pancake mix? Are you being serious? Figure putty? Okay. This is just success in flex shot filler. What is flex shot? Are you guys being serious? Your boy has a Mark 6. Haha. So if his sword goes in his other hand, well, then I'm going to have to put it in his other hand. Are you sure that's where it goes, though? I mean, he's got it so he draws it on the left hand and the sheath on the right hand. I don't know, man. I'm going to have to watch the movie. I think I will put these throwing stars in here, though. I wonder how many I can shove up in here. Give them a whole fistful. Put both triangular ones and this little guy in there too. Make it out like he's throwing a whole mess of them. I think that's what we're going to do right there. I think they're going to hold. They feel pretty well enough in there. Gotta look at the video. Jeez. Okay, so I got Disney Plus, watched the first episode of The Mandalorian, and it was a good episode, except the whole thing, I'm watching it like squinting my eyes because the entire episode was pitch frickin' black. Really? Okay, so there's a point in cinematography where that's a good thing to do, right? It helps tell the story. But it was the entire frickin' show, dude. The entire show was so dark. I couldn't make out shit. Even when they had them riding on the I forget what they called them, Barracks or whatever. They were riding into the sun. So the figures, again, were just totally darkened out from shadows. And I'm like, God, whoever the director of photography or lighting was on this sucked. I can't believe for 1 second that this passed. The entire film is so black. And the Mandalorian suit is colorful. And the little blue guy that he captured in the beginning of the movie and took him off, I mean, he's colorful, but we just couldn't see him because it was so dark. I mean, what the hell? I mean, come on. Like I said, there's a time for cinematography, cinematographic, artistic display of having the darkness to tell the story. But there's a point where the darkness just gobbles up the story. Couldn't see any of the set. Couldn't tell any of the characters. I mean, I have a 72-inch high quality television screen, 4K TV screen. I should be able to see anything I want to look at easily. No, it was ridiculous. I swear I hope the rest of the series isn't as dark, because if it is, I'm not going to be able to watch it. It was such a pain to be able to try to enjoy that. There was actually very little enjoyment, to tell you the truth, because it was so dark. And I was able to make out the story, but it was just like, what the fuck? Really? This is what you got? This is how you do it? This is so dark you can't even see what the hell's going on? Why did you even have any set decorators make any set? Every time they walked into that bar, or anytime they were inside, gone. Everything's gone. Barely see the face, couldn't see anything. And it's like, okay, yeah, artistic design is okay, but everything is gone. Everything's gone. There's no lights anywhere. Nothing. It was just very poorly done, stupidly done. Hated it. So hopefully they got that out of their system after the first episode. Sometimes the first episode literally is the pilot episode, and so if they if they make the entire season or the entire show that dark, yeah, there's going to be a problem. Going to be a huge problem. Let's see. Hey, Siri, I'm curious. I have a few Fison bodies. Do you trash the penises? I don't have any male bodies. Um, I was thinking getting rid of them, but have Burt Ward Robin holding one. Oh my god, that's too funny. My mistake. Just watched the clip on YouTube. It's in his left. Sorry about that. Okay, thanks, Chris. CBS Sci-Fi. What do we got here? Flex Shot is Flex Steel. That's what you buy that from a car store. Is that the stuff that you move it around, and you bind the chemical together and it turns hard as a rock? Is that what that is? Um, let's see what's this. Hey everyone, I just made a new channel. Feel free to check me out. Okay, Nathan's Collectibles. Thank you. Haven't seen Mandalorian. Wait, for Blu-ray. Uh, it's streaming in like 4K, man. I would think it is. Robert's fan did see where he's blasting Jawas. That looks funny. I don't remember him blasting a Jawa. Ha, you want dark? Try watching Aliens versus Predator Requiem. Another movie that they really did a problem with that was way too dark was Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Um, it was so dark that I couldn't enjoy the film. And of course, in this instance, that we're trying to portray to us the darkness that Daredevil lives in. Matt, what the hell's his name? That's his world, the darkness is. And so they were portraying that in the film. And unfortunately, it was just so damn dark. There was nothing enjoyable about it. I hated that film. I don't remember anything about it. I always thought it was interesting that Ben Affleck played a Marvel character and then became a DC character, Batman. Um, um, Ryan Reynolds played Green Lantern and became a Marvel character, Deadpool. Right? He was Green Lantern before he was Deadpool in Wolverine Origins or whatever, right? Wasn't he? And then Michael Keaton played Batman in 1989 Batman DC, and then later became the Marvel character Vulture. I like the crossovers like that. I'm sure there's many more of those as well. Um, Help me out if you guys think of any other crossovers. I like that how they've gone to the dark side or to the light side, however you want to look at it, right? You can get figure putty. It will do the job you need to do. Figure putty, okay? I'll try that at the hobby store. Oh, yeah, I've seen Flex Shot. That's an infomercial. Using it on the boat with hole cover up. Let's see, what's this? No, it's like that scene on TV stuff. I think he sank through. So it kind of looks boring standing here like this. I have to watch the movie again so I can figure out a good pose to put him in. This works though. I'm gonna go trinkets and stuff. This works, doesn't it? Just for a quick little throwdown. So now we can put him over here. We're going to have to take Ant-Man off of that because there's no Ant-Man in Ultron. He's going to go into the other room. There's my Ronin. That literally looks like that came with that Ronin on the front of that. I'm really pleased with that. Good job. I really like that. That actually worked out very well indeed. No doubt about it. Let's one of these arrowheads, I'm almost positive he doesn't have over here. Let's switch some of these around. Wiping blood off the arm pose. It's a good idea. Storm Shadow or Ronin. I don't know enough about Ronin to be able to give an opinion on that. What do you guys think? Tic Tacs next to the Ant-Man. I like that in what was it? Was it Endgame when Falcon comes up to him and he goes, "What's going on, regular sized man?" What's going on, regular sized man? All right. Got this little ant from a third party company. It came with, I think, one of the figures. I had a little glue in there. That's why it was stuck so hard to that string. I glued a little Elmer's glue on that. A lot of different arrows here, okay. So that's the same arrow. That one's there. We've had that one before. We've had this one before. We've had this one before. I'm trying to see which one's unique. Okay, that one we've had before. So far, nothing. This one we've had before. Yeah. That's a regular. I think actually there is one. It looks like it might be new, maybe. Okay, that's the same. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same. I think there's this itty bitty teeny weeny little one on here, which is new. I don't recognize it anywhere. Let me look. Yeah. I think we have one new one. Oh no, it's not. So there's no new ones. All these are the same. However, um, on this finish, the Age of Ultron finish, it's silver. On this finish, it's more of a metal. There's very slight little difference, but there's more blackish to it on the Ronin slash Hawkeye Infinity War figure. All the arrowheads have just a little bit of a blackish in them. So, that little Ant-Man I've got glued on there. I don't know if you can see him or not, if he's coming through. It's focusing in on him. All right, we got a new arrow in there. Let's put a little dab of glue in there to keep it there. I don't think I'm going to change anything on this quiver at this point. It's full. It's full. But if I'm going to have him fighting Ultron, I won't be able to see his quiver because I've got Ultron on this side of him. Oh well. Definitely going to need some glue here. The arrow's already fallen out once. The glasses and everything's coming apart here. Come on, Clint. Get with the program. Mandarin Phasma. Who's Phasma? Phasma. You guys are asking about least loved. Mandarin's probably the least loved. Electro's, man, between Electro and Mandarin, it's hard to say. Hot Toys Jar Jar. You know, like the Mandarin figure? Don't have it, but it looks great. I love my Mandarin. I'm just saying, I think he's, and I think Robert's probably the same thing. I think he's probably the least Hot Toys loved figure because they destroyed him. the Mandarin in the comics was a really bad guy, and gosh, I can't remember the actor's name that played the Mandarin. Ben Kingsley is a great actor, and he did a great job portraying the Mandarin. And the movie started off with him being as we would expect the Mandarin to be, and then we find out that it was all a farce, and they just discarded this Bane character, and they tried to make it up in this little sequel that they made called All Hail the King or something to that effect. I don't remember what it was called, but it takes place in jail where the Mandarin has been sent to jail as well as uh, Hammer was sent to Justin Hammer was sent to jail also, and it was almost like as if they were trying to show us that they're going to continue on the story someplace, that it wasn't really an ending, or that there's something that goes with this, and they never completed it beyond that. So hopefully Feige keeps that in mind and brings that back, because the Mandarin really was a powerful character, and they really destroyed him in that movie. And there was just no point in that. There was no point in that at all. They should have let him be as they portrayed him instead of turning it into what they did. And that's why I think what makes the Mandarin the least loved character from the movies. And with Electro, it was just because, well, that movie just wasn't very good. It was just a poor movie, and Jamie Foxx did a good job playing the character. And but it just, I think I got my Mandarin for $100, brand spanking new from Sideshow or Big Bad Toy Store. I don't remember which. And I think I got my Electro for $50, brand spanking new from Big Bad Toy Store. And the Jatari Soldiers as well. I think I paid $75 for the Foot Soldier and $100 for the Commander or something like that. It's unfortunate when they don't sell these figures, because then that motivates them to not create figures because nobody's buying them. And gosh, when you pick up a Hot Toys for $50 brand new, which is what Electro cost me, sheesh, that's remarkable. That's it leaves you speechless. It boggles the mind that that's what you're able to get for that. You can still buy Jatari soldiers and commanders brand spanking new. Still get them. And then at the same token, they don't give us the Ultron Legion, or forget to call Ultron Sentries. We don't get those. We don't get the Iron Legion 1, 2, 4, and 5. It's like the team suits, the trans-dimensional time warp suits or whatever. I don't know if we're going to get all of those. I mean, they showed us Captain America, but the only one that's been made available is Tony. And truthfully, you could buy a Tony for Captain America and for Ant-Man. I would imagine it would be the same for Ant-Man. I don't know. And just swap out the heads on those. We need definitely a team suit for War Machine. He's in his own team suit. And then we would need one for the girls. And if they wanted to just make it simple as that, don't release a Captain America, don't release an Ant-Man, and or hell, release one and put all the heads in there. If you don't want to swap out the bodies or whatever, put the heads in there, Hot Toys. Come on. So I don't know, man. I don't want to buy 2 more Tony Stark team suits when they're going to release a Captain America and an Ant-Man team suit. Of course, we need a Hulk team suit, but I have a feeling we're not going to get all of those. And it's perfect. How better of a way to display your team than them all in a team suit? You know what I mean? I don't. And Hot Toys is so hush-lipped that you don't never know what to do. You know what I'm saying? If they'd have just told us, we will not be ever making Iron Legions 1, 2, 4, and 5 ever. You need to buy all 5 of the number 3s and paint them differently if you want. It'd be nice to know that. and then I would have bought the other 4 and paid somebody to paint the doggone things. But when you're literally under the impression that sooner or later it's going to come out, sooner or later it's going to come out, sooner or later it's going to come out, and the next thing you can't buy the Iron Legions because they're all sold out for whatever reason. Bitch, 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 bitch. So I think we've gone through just about everything. That's about 2 hours here, right? As a Mandarin in movie Shang-Chi. True. The book portrays the Mandarin as delusional and manipulative, so who and what he is, anyone's guess. I think they'll deliver the team suit for War Machine at least. I hope so. And like I said, I hope we get at least the War Machine. And if the Ant-Man team suit is the same as the Tony suit, then we don't need an Ant-Man team suit. But if they give us a War Machine and a Black Widow or something, then you can get you buy another Black Widow for Nebula, or buy another Tony Stark for Captain America, or whatever, in that regards. And I wish they would at least give us a heads up. I wish they would at least not keep us in the total dark over shit like that. You know what I mean? So my Jawa and Gunk Droid and my Thanos are supposed to be coming next Wednesday. So I assume next week I'll do one of those. I'm probably going to save this DC Deadpool, Deathstroke, for the last of everything I got coming. A tank coming. So in the next few weeks next week it'll either be the tank, Thanos, or the Jawas and the Power Droid. The Jawa and the Power Droid. It's not 2 Jawas. It's 1 Jawa and a Power Droid. And then subsequent weeks as well. So unboxing, we've got the Jawa, the Thanos, the tank, and Deathstroke. So that's 4 weeks worth of unboxings coming up. And still working on the Detolf, still working on the pod, and there was something else. I still got Crossbones that I'm working on. Got the TC-14s. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with those. And that's what I got going on, guys. So thank you very much, patrons. Thank you. I've got some wonderful patrons that have been contributing to the channel. Thank you so much, patrons. You are amazing. I appreciate every single dollar that you send this way. It is amazing. Thank you so much for that. And I would gladly shout out your names, but so far not a single one of you requested that, and I respect that. But I would gladly shout out your name in every one of my videos for being a patron supporter. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, click on the bell notification, even though it kicks in 35 minutes after the video has already started. Hopefully at least you get notification. I don't get notifications on half the people I subscribe to, even though I've clicked the notification. But I'm going to be here every Saturday. There's only just a couple of them that I've ever missed out on. One of those I had absolutely nothing to talk about whatsoever. I talked myself sick. I've shown everything. It just didn't feel like getting up to talk about nothing, so I didn't. Another one was back when my wife was in the hospital and just wasn't able to get with you guys. But other than that, you'll find me the same time, same week, same bat channel, same bat time, same day of the week, every week, no matter. So just plan that, put it in your calendar to see me here, and I appreciate that. Send me messages, send me junk. I've got a P.O. box in the bottom. Send me whatever you want, postcards, figures, artwork, anything you want to send, man. I'm happy to get it. Open it up right here on the channel. And like I said, subscribe to Patreon. I don't post on any of the social media anymore. Gosh darn it, I told Mafia I'm not meaning to hide that. Let's see, he sent a message that says, next time, baby. Yeah, I didn't mean to hide that. I meant to show that. I don't know why it censors some things that people say. It doesn't make any sense. Again, I want to get the Fat Thor. I really do. He looks great. I want to get the Fat Thor. I want to get the Venom girl. I want to get the Claw. I think that was his name from Black Panther. I want to get Eric Killmonger still. I want to get the Doctor Strange from the second iteration of Doctor Strange. I want to get that. I'm thinking about the Ned Leeds. I've got the Negasonic Teenage Warhead on order. I've got see, they did the second version of that. They didn't do the first movie, so I got the Justin Bieber Negasonic Teenage Warhead on order. I've got there's so much stuff, but there's so much stuff that's coming like right now. I mean, what we got? We got Ant-Man coming. We've got the other Hawkeye coming. We've got I'm pretty sure Black Widow has been out. The Miles Moraleses, I've got those coming. All I've ordered 2 full sets of those to be able to build 4 figures out of that. I should be able to display all 4 Miles Moraleses in the condition that he's coming from Young Rich Toys. I've got that coming. These are all not been told to me yet that they're being shipped, but I know that they're coming because I've seen them out there that you guys have. So there's so many figures that are out there that are on my pre-order that will be coming sooner or later. And so I'm going to be busy, 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 and broke over the next few months, and that makes it real difficult to buy the new figures. You know, when I've got $400 going here and $300 going there and $400 going there and $250 going here and on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and it just adds up. It makes it so difficult when they held off for 3-4 months and didn't send anything out, and instead of putting the money aside like a normal person would do, I didn't put the money aside. I just come up with it when it's required, which is difficult at times, real difficult at times. So that's where I am in regards to all of that. So thank you very much for tuning in with me, guys. I love every one of you, guys and gals. I love every one of you, and really appreciate everything you do, spending time with me and putting up with my dalliances and my mumbling about God knows what. And I hope you enjoy the channel, and I'll see you all in our next video. Thanks very much, man.